Okay, today we will discuss the rest of the topics related with iteration. That means a nested loop. Okay, so why we need a nested loop? Because some continuous phenomena or similar phenomena will occur for several times. As an example, you want to take data of a day, different temperatures of 24 hours a day. Okay, so it is a for loop because you want to take data for every hour. Okay, so if you just consider you want to take data for 24 hours temperature. Okay, now you want to keep this record for 1 month. So take the above data for 30 days. Okay, so then you have to create a nested loop. Nested loop means a loop for 30 days. That means integer I is equal to 1 up to I less or is equal to 30 and I plus plus. Okay, so if you don't write I, no problem, rather you say month M, so it will be easier for you. So M is the variable denoting month, or actually it is better to write day, not month. Day 1 to day 30, and day will increase, and within that part what you will do, you will keep another for loop for each hour. So for integer hour is equal to 1, hour will be less or is equal to 24, and hour plus plus. So in this case you will just take the value, or you can show the value. Okay, so in this way you can keep a for loop within another for loop. Okay, again, if you want to keep minute or anything else, then you can use another for loop within that. So this is the case for nested for loop. Okay, so for nested for loop there are two categories of problem. Okay, one problem is called, we call a pattern problem. That means pattern design or pattern problem, and another is real life problem. I can categorize the nested loop problem in two categories. One is pattern related and another is real life scenario related problem. So at first we will see pattern problem. So pattern problem will be of different kinds. We will see step by step actually how this pattern problem will be in the question, and how you will think and how you will write the code. So for pattern problem, pattern is like this as an example. So this is a pattern. Okay, so in this pattern, you see we have 4 lines. Okay, so there are 4 rows or 4 lines, and in each row, there are symbol. Okay, either it can be star or it can be any other else. Okay, so in each row there are several columns. So if you consider row 1, then your column is 1. If you consider second row, then there are 2 rows. If it is 3, then there are 3 rows. If it is 4, there are 4 rows. Okay, so at first when you see the pattern related problem, your first duty is to count. So I should write, you should at first observe. For pattern related problem, at first you have to observe how many rows and column. So this is your first observation. So how many rows and how many columns there is. And in the second part, in each row, how the pattern is related with row number and number of columns. Okay, so in each row there are several columns, so you have to observe how many columns we have to consider for each row. What is the relationship? Okay, in each row this relationship you have to identify. So this is the main crucial point when you want to write a pattern related problem. So pattern related problem, instead of this, so it is in increasing order. If you like, you can draw another pattern as an example: 4, then 3, then 2, then 1. So this is decreasing pattern. So at here also you have to at first observe how many rows. There are 4 rows. How many column? Highest number of column, there is 4 columns. So this is your first criteria to understand. And the second is observe in each row what happens. In each row there are how many number of columns. Okay, so if you understand that, so then you have to relate the number of columns with the row number. Okay, so at first just print this basic pyramid structure or basic increasing structure of this pattern. So just write all these things as a comment, block comment, and create a, okay, now just write this as pattern problem. So pattern prob 1. So this is our first pattern related problem. So here we will typically use this one. There are hundreds of patterns, so it is not possible to cover all this pattern, but we will consider the basic strategy. And if you understand that strategy and practice a little bit or practice several types, then at least in the exam, if the pattern is unknown to you, but observing the pattern, you can understand actually how to proceed and write the code. So that's why the first step is to understand how to visualize the pattern, how to observe the relationships. So this is the first criteria. And the second is today we will write the way how to write the code. That means the pattern of writing the code. So if you know the relationship and if you know how to write the code, practice with several examples, then it will be easier for you to answer that kind of question in the exam. So in the main, at first, since our pattern is what? So if you consider this one, so this is our pattern. So for simplicity, just I write here. So if this is my pattern, so we observe that here are 4 rows. Okay, so there are 4 rows. So at first you write there are 4 rows for integer row is equal to 1 up to row is equal to less or equal to 4 and row plus plus. Okay, and within this, if you write C out and here star, then endl. So if you write this code, what will happen? If you write this code, then what will happen? So for there are 4 rows, so this for loop will iterate, or this for loop will run for 4 times, and in each running or in each loop, in each stage, you will see that only a star will be visible. So if you just execute this program, you will see that there are 4 occurrence, 4 occurrence, 4 occurrence, and each occurrence only 1 star is visible, because here you print 1 star. But our task is not like this. Our task is for first row, there are 1 star. So for second row or for first row, there is 1 column. For the second row, there are 2 columns. For the third row, there are 3 columns. For the fourth row, there are 4 columns. So in each row, what we have to do, we have to create another for loop for considering column. So here you will write another for loop. Okay, integer column C is equal to 1 and C will be less or equal to something. So what will be the something? This is the relationship that we will observe, or we will think or ponder deeply, that how the relationship would be. Then C++ will increase, and within that column row, that means this is your parent. I should say this is your parent column or parent loop. I should say this is your parent loop, and this is your child loop. I should say this is your child loop. Okay, so under the parent loop or the row loop, it will be for in each row there will be several columns. How many columns? So if you consider your first row, the column will be 1. If you consider second row, so column will be 2. So column will go up to the row number where it is situated. Again I say, number of columns will be how much? The number of columns will be the highest, the number of row. That means the columns in which row it resides. Okay, so if we consider the third, so number of column is 3, so it will go up to 3. So if column is 2, it will go up to 2. So we know that the column is R. We indicate the column as R. So our C will be less or equal to R. So if R is equal to 1, column will be highest 1. If R is equal to, column will be 2, 1, 2. If row is 4, column will be 1, 2, 3, 4. So in this way, the child loop will continue. So child loop depends on parent loop. Again, I say child loop depends on parent loop. So here C is less or is equal to R, not more than that. Okay, so now you just write this thing. Okay, so here you will see that the star, and after completing each row, after completing in each row, again in this pattern you say, completing first row, we go to another line in the second row. After showing star in the second row, after completing second row, we will go to third row. So when we want to go from one line to another line, we have to use endl. So here, after completing all these columns occurrence, we have to write cout endl. Okay, so this is the case. Otherwise all the stars will be just like this. So you will not understand any pattern. You see that all are in the same line. Because so you have to cleverly place endl after the occurrence of each row. Okay, so that's why after considering each row, you have to print endl. Okay, so either you can put it before or you can put it after, no problem. But within this parent for loop, you will show the child for loop, and after this child for loop, you will print endl. Why? Because this is the end of one row, and go next line, and go next line. So this is the case. I should say go next line. Now this is the program, and I hope it will work. So let's observe that. If you like, you can write return 0. It is not mandatory. So, or you can omit, no problem. So if you just, and if you have any question, just raise hand, so I will answer. Or if you have any queries or any confusion regarding that program or the approach or the logic, then just raise hand. Okay. So here, if I just execute this program, okay, so what we want to observe here. So at the first, we just make it bigger for better visibility. So here we have 1, then 2, then 3, then 4. Okay, so this is the first pattern problem, and since here is the number of highest row is 4, so it will show up to 4. But in general case, we don't write it here 4, rather we write it here n. Okay, so here we will write here n, and before that we write in this way, integer n, then write cout, uh, enter the number of rows, enter the number of rows, then user will enter C in N, and based on the number of rows, the program will go on. So R will be given by user, and based on that value, it will continue. Okay, so why the child loop is greater or equal to R? Because it is not greater, less or equal to R, because in this case, again, just observe. I just write it here and then we'll explain. Okay, what is the problem? The problem is this symbol. So what is the number of, as an example, I like 6. So it will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, the question is why the child loop condition C will be less or equal to R. Again, you see, at first you consider the parent loop. As an example, you are in parent loop. So if R 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, consider R is equal to 3. So we are in the third line. The R is 3. So at that moment, what will happen? The number of column in each row, how many columns? The columns will start first column, second column, third column, how much it will go. So the how much it will go depends on in which row it is. So if you consider your row is 3, then the number of columns for that row depends on that row number. So if the row number, that means R is 3, so column will start from 1, then 2, then 3. After that, it will not go to 4. It will not go to 4. So in each row, the number of columns will depend on its corresponding row number. So if the row is 6, as an example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So at row number 6, when R is 6, the column will be start from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, not more than that. So we have to write here C is less or is equal to R. Okay, so C is a loop. It will show a single star, but how many stars for a row or for a line, that is defined by the line number. So in this case, the line number or row number, whatever you say, so it completely tagged or it is completely related with row. Again, I say the child will be always related with parent, but in which what is the relationship? The relationship will change based on the problem, but for sure the child loop will be somehow related with parent loop. Just keep in mind. Okay, but what is the relationship? In this case, it is C is less or equal to R, but in another problem, maybe in different way we have to write. Okay, so this is the most crucial point of this pattern problem. Otherwise, you understand that, okay, there is a row, there is a column. So we will write for loop for row. We will write for loop for column. We will see out the symbol and we will do the endl. And this is the program. So this is the common practice. This what I have written here, this is the common pattern for the pattern related program. But what is the difficult one? Difficult one is to write this condition, write this logic, write this relationship. This is the main point. Okay, so again, if instead of writing star, you can use another symbol. As an example, if you write, you can use $sign. Okay, and if you just play with this, then as an example, line number 9, so we like 9 and press enter, so all the symbol will be $. So you can change any other symbol. Again, if the symbol is not fixed, as an example, the symbol is not fixed, the symbol will be given by user. I write here sim. Sim is the symbol. So again, so you can give the option, since it is a character, the symbol is a character, it is a character type variable symbol, and you can ask the user please give your desired symbol. So I should say enter 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 the desired symbol for pattern. You can write in this way. Okay, so whatever the symbol the user will give, based on that symbol the pattern will be visible. That means pattern will be based on this rules what you have written, but the symbol is, instead of star, you can give any other option you like. So just execute this problem. So enter the number of rows, as an example 7. Enter the symbol you want to write. The symbol is, as an example, I like percentage symbol. Okay, then press enter. So again see, so the 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, there are 7 lines because the user says that, or user's requirement is 7, and user like this percentage symbol, so that symbol will be visible. Okay, and again if you like another symbol, you can go through. As an example, our line is 15. Okay, and what is the symbol? The symbol is as an example this cat. Okay, so this symbol will be visible. Again, if you like that, instead of symbol I want to like 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, if you like 1 2 3 4 5, then 1 is the first, just like this. Instead of symbol, just I keep it, disable it, this 3 line. So, and instead of writing symbol, you can also write the column number. Just write C. Okay, so the column number will be visible. Again write or execute this program. If it is 9, then what will happen? 1. So it will be, again it from this pattern, or from this you will understand. So for the first row you have, again you see, for the first row you have only 1 column, so C1. For the second row, column will start from 1, then it will go up to 2. From the 9th row, what will happen? Column will start from C is equal to 1, then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, up to, it will go up to 9. So in this way also, you can understand actually how the numbering of row or column is going on. And if you want to just write the row number only, for each row, you represent only the row number. So then what you will do? Just observe, at first observe this, because the similar problem you can write in different way. Okay, you can write different way. If I just select all, or if you just select and copy it, so copy it, and you can just place in another part, so that we can observe the things. It will be the just text for simplicity, or yes, like that. Now, so this is one pattern, and we just like another one. So instead of column, if only we just print the row in where it resides. So for the first row, we will see only 1. For the second row, we will only see 2. For the third row, we will only see 3. So just execute this one and you will understand. So if my line number of row is 8, so what will happen? For the first row, all the elements will be look like 1. For the second row, all the elements will be 2. For the third, all the elements will be 3. For the fourth, all the elements will be 4. So in each column, what you are printing, again see, in each column, what you are, or in each row, again I say, in each row, there are several columns. And in the each column, what you are printing? You are printing the row number where that column resides. The column, as an example, if you go to row number R is equal to 5, your column will show all the times 5 because you are writing in the program that cout will show the column number, sorry, the row number. So here the row is denoted by R. That's why in each line only the R, that means the value of R will be shown. So this is another style. So in this way, for the same program, but you can make it a little bit different based on the question it will ask. So if so, just copy it and just keep in here. So what will be the pattern? The pattern will be different. So at first it was 1 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 4. Now it is 1 2 3 4 5 6. So in this way. So another will be what? Instead of doing this, you can place several other styles. So what, again, I just enable the previous one. That means that symbol. So you can give the symbol again, just to keep in mind the question will be like what. Okay, so for the same problem, you can give several scenario, or just consider T. T is my pattern. Okay, so here, so there are 11 lines, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11, and each row there will be the columns. The total number of column for a row will be the row number itself. Okay, so again, just you mark it and copy it. So for the same problem, we can write several system. Now, since we are observing all these things in a increasing trend means what? Increasing trend means 1 2 3 4 up to 11. So if it is opposite to that, opposite means you will do 11 then 10, that means in decreasing order. So at first we are doing it in ascending order or increasing order, then now we will do the same thing for decreasing order. So how we will write that? So now this pattern is increasing, so we will do the same thing. Just copy it. We don't like to destroy this one, so we just give it a block, but before that we are giving title. This is your ascending pattern. I just say this is your ascending pattern, and now just I block it and write another one that will be for your descending order now. So we will do that for descending order. This part is for descending order. Okay, and for simplicity I am not taking this line so that it will be faster. So just give a fixed value for the time being, and rather we will just change. Okay, so our not symbol, so just a fixed thing, just place it. And now we are doing what? We are doing decreasing order. So decreasing order will be what? Again, I say this is your n minus r. Okay, n minus r plus 1. Okay, so this is the ruling. At first we just write this, execute this code, and then we will explain why we are changing the relationship. Okay, we have to change the relationship. Again I say, the pattern problem, the positive side is that the format of writing the code is almost similar, but the tricky part is what is the condition you will set. So the condition is the tricky part. Otherwise the format of writing this is same. The tricky part is here, and this is the case where you need 1 or 2 minutes to observe the question and to make the relationship of pattern or the make the relationship of column with the corresponding row. So you will take 2 or 3 minutes, because writing the program is not a difficult one and it will not take time. But what the time will take is this comprehend or understand this relationship. Okay, just at first go through this, write this line, then we will understand. So here it is not increasing, rather it is decreasing in nature. So so since our line is 9, total number of row is 9. So at the first line, what it will happen? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. In the second, so in the second, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Okay, so now from this, what you will understand? I will understand that for the ninth row, how many star? For the ninth row, only 1 star. So the relationship is that our number of row will be total number of elements. That means here it is 9. So total number minus row number plus 1. Why it is plus 1? If you make it C is less or equal to n minus r, so all the times it will keep a lesser one. That's why, to make it manageable, just consider here. So if n is 9 and r is 1, what will happen? 9 minus, for the first row, just for the first row, you observe, for the first row, what will happen? For the first row, okay, just we just modify a little bit so that you can understand it clearly. Just write here, cout row, then the number is what? R. Okay, and then you say okay. So in this way, if you go and here just place set w, it will, then it will be easier for you. You just place set w 3 or set w 4. Just observe, and since we are using set w, we are placing include io manip, io manip. Okay, so you will understand actually how things are going on now. It is a, just place it then 2. Okay, now just observe, then you will understand. So what is happening? So for the first row, how many column? So column is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. So for row 1, there is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 9 9 symbol. Okay, so the column is 9. So how you will make the relationship? For the first row, column is 9, so 9 means n. So for the first row, we understand that this is n. Then for the second row, what it will happen? For the second row, this is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So 8 means what? 9 minus 1. That means 9 minus row plus 1. Why plus 1? Because our counting is start with 1. That's why if you just only write n minus r, what will happen? You will lose a column. You will lose a column in each row. Just observe. If n c is less or is equal to n minus r, so what it will happen? Just observe. So for the first row, how many symbol? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, not 9. And for the ninth row, there is no symbol. For the ninth row, there is no symbol, because your counting is, if you consider the row number 9, what it will happen? 9 minus 9. That's why we have to place 1. If you consider 8 row, there should be 2. But if you just place here n minus r, that's why you are missing a column in each case. That's why, so it is your duty to understand that what is the relationship between a number of columns with corresponding row. So that's why here we placed n minus r plus 1. So this is the case. And in this problem also, you can, if you like, you can just in each row, if you like, before showing the column, before showing the pattern, if you like, you can just write this line, that means line number 15, that means for which row you are doing this part. But this is just only for to make you understand the things actually in which row we are residing. But in real example or in the real code in the exam, you don't need to write this like row 1 colon row 2 colon. You don't need to. You just show the pattern. I am writing this just to understand that in which row we are residing at present condition or at present moment. Okay, so we just disable this line, and instead of writing this, you can write in different way. As an example, if you want to, in each row, if you want to show the symbol, you can show the symbol, no problem. So just go through this, and again we are at row number 1, so all are 1. Row number 2, all are 2, and up to in row number 9, all are 9. So the column will, the printing in the columns will reveal the row number where it resides. Okay, so in this way you can change. So for the same problem, the code is almost same. So in the previous case there was symbol, but in this case there is 1 2 3 4 5 6. And if you like, instead of writing the row number in each row, we can serially we can write the column. Okay, that is also you can write. So for the same problem, if I give 3 pattern in 3 different students, but the code is almost same. Okay, only the change is what you want to show in the program. Okay, just again execute this one. So it shows the column number only. So for the first row, the column number is 1 2 3 4 up to 9. For the second row, column is up to 1 to 8. For the third, only one column is visible and nothing else. So in this way, you can just continue. Okay, now if you want to do another thing is what? Just I write, then you will understand. So this is, now we are saying this is child 1. This is child 1. Now we want to place another child. We want to place another child. So if it is child, then it just like it is G. G is showing the gap, and you will just see what it is. So if this is n minus r plus 1, so that will be then the remaining part is n minus n r minus 1. Just observe, then we will explain actually what's going on. Okay, so what we are doing for the first row, it is 1 to 9. That's good. For the second row, that is 1 to 8. But the one which is not showing, I just covered that region, the region where the column is not visible. I represent that point with a dot, with a full stop. Okay, so in this way, in the 9 column, only the first column is visible, and the rest of the part I just cover it with dot. So to understand that there is a position, but this position is not occupied, or we are not showing the typical number. Okay, so in this way we'll understand that okay, our grid is 9 by 9 for sure, or that's good, but we are only showing this pattern, this diagonal pattern, the upper diagonal, and the lower diagonal we just place it dot just to understand that there are some portions, there are some regions, but we are not covering that regions with the typical number. Okay, so why we are writing this one? So this is another pattern problem. Okay, so what we are doing, we know that in each row there are how many number of columns? Total is 9. The maximum will be 9. So if it is less than 9, the rest of the part in each row, we know that highest number of chair I should say highest number of chair in each row is 9. But for the first row, all the chairs are occupied by 9 students. For the 8th row, only the 2 chair is occupied by 2 students. Okay, and the rest of the chair is blank. Just consider it as an gallery, or consider is as an auditorium or a hall. Okay, so if you consider, so this is the first row. In the first row, all the chair is filled up by the students or the people, and they are listening to the lecturer. Okay, what we are doing also in our class in the first, but generally in the first, all the chairs are covered by student, and we just consider that in a hall. That means the more you go further, the more you go beyond, then the number of people or the number of students or the number of persons will be lesser, row by row. And in the last row, only one person. In the second last, only 2%. In the third last, 3%. In the first, all the persons. So when there is no person, you are just showing empty chair. Okay, so did this dot symbol represents empty chair. Okay, so how you will count the empty chair? We know that total is n, total number of chair is n, and how many is occupied? Just how many is occupied here? N minus r plus 1. So just calculate for simplicity, you will understand. So total is n, and how many is occupied? The occupation is n minus r plus 1. What you have written here? N minus r plus 1 is occupied. And what are the remaining seat? What are the remaining chair? What are the remaining chair? The remaining chair is RC. And now you just calculate in this way. So your RC is equal to what? Just recalculate. So it will be like n minus what? The rest of the part. That means n minus r plus 1. It will go to opposite. Okay, and then after that, so RC is equal to what? R minus 1. So this is the case. In this way you can calculate. Okay, so these are the this is the calculation for the remaining part. Okay, that means where the blank chair will be visible. Now we are just changing this program in another way, and our pattern will be like this. We should say 8, then what? Then I should write 8, 8, 8, just in this way, and now write 8, 8, 8 in this way. Now 8, 8, 8, 8. Okay, so that means what? That means you are just keeping here 3 chair, then you are keeping here 2 chair, here keeping just 1 chair, and here all are occupied. So this is the pattern now. Okay, so at first you have to create the blank, then you have to cover the seat. So at first you will keep the blank. So this is the so what generally we do in English language. What we do is like this. This is 8, then 88, then 88, 888. This is 48. So this is called, this pattern, this is called left indentation. That means in English language, line goes in this way. In English language, I should say, line starts from what? It starts from left. Line starts from left. But what happens to the Arabic? But in Arabic language, line starts from right. We know that. Okay, so if you just read the Holy Quran, you will understand that the Arabic language or the Arabic alphabet or the Arabic line starts from right. And in English language or in Bengali language, it starts from left. So if you just write here, Arabic language line starts from right. So this is called, so that means we can say this is what? We can say this is left indentation, left indentation. So this is for English. So for English, this is called left alignment or left indentation. And for the Arabic, it will be right indentation, RIGST, right indentation. Okay, so this is for the Arabic language or for the right indentation. So our pattern will be sometimes it is left indentation and sometimes it is right indentation. So if it is right indentation, then you have to consider the gap at first. So we will do this problem now. So we'll make the indentation. So we'll first do the gap. So we'll just first do the gap and then we will print the line. Okay, so at first gap will come at first, then the column will come. So now what will happen if we just write the code again? You will see. So again you see the gap will come first. So now it is a right indentation. Okay, so the gap will come first, then the letters or the symbols or whatever you say. So here this pattern is for, so if you are just printing the gap at first and then the symbols or the numbers. So just so in this case we have two child. One is child 1. So if here you will say it is child 2. Okay, so under one parent there are two children. One is child 1, another is child 2. So child 1 is for gap. In this case, child 1 is for gap and child 2 is for what? Child 2 is for showing the symbol or the number. Okay. Now this same problem, if you just ask that, sir, instead of showing the number, we want to show the alphabet like A B C D E like this. So if you want to show the alphabet, how you will write? At first it will be A, then it will increase to B, then B plus 1 is equal to C, C plus 1 is equal to D. In this way it will go on. So how we will write that? So again, to implement this way, we have to write our, it will be what? It will be 65 plus or I should say 64 plus C. We should write 64 plus C. Okay. And before that, you will write here just a character. Now the question is, what is 64? Actually, the 65 is A. So when you write 64 plus C, that means the C will start from 1. So that's why it will be 64. Since C is starting from 1, 64 plus 1 is 65. Okay, just write. ASCII code of A, ASCII code of capital A is equal to what? 65. Okay. And ask again, ASCII code of small letter A is probably, as far as I know, it is 97. So if you start from 64 plus, since the first one is 64 plus what? 64 plus C, and the C is 1. At first it starts with 1, then 2, then 3. That means you will start from capital letter A, then it will increase up to B, C, D, how many number of rows it goes on, or the columns it goes on. And if you like to start with small letter, then instead of 64, you will write not 97, you will write 96. So just go through this and then we will understand actually how it works. Okay, now observe the input with the output. So at first you are printing the gap. Okay, you are printing the gap, and the second part after gap, what it will start from capital letter A, because 64 plus 1 is 65, and if you convert that number to character, that means the ASCII code of a character is that number. So the number is 64 plus C, and over that you make a bracket, and over that you are type conversion. You are converting that number to character, and the corresponding ASCII code of that character is 64 plus C is the number, and the character will be what? 64 plus C means 64 plus 1 at starting. So it is 65. 65 means capital letter A, and afterwards C is increasing. So it is 64 plus 2. That means 66, which is B, then C, and in this way it goes on. Okay. And again, if you like, you can just give another spacing, or if you like, you can give comma, no problem. Like if you like, also you can give a comma sign. Okay, if you like, so no problem. It is just for visibility or for different pattern. Okay, but otherwise the concept is not too much different. So what we are doing is that we are showing this comma sign. But again, the problem is what you are giving for each letter or for each column. You are giving a symbol, two symbol. One is the A and another is comma. So you have to also maintain the gap here also. So here you have to maintain the gap also for, in this case, 2. Otherwise the alignment will be destroyed. Again I say, if you are giving numbers 2 position, that means one is for character, another is for comma, then for the gap also you have to give 2 position. Okay, one is that means either you keep it blank, so you have to place 2 blank, or if you give just dot, you will give 2 dot. Okay, otherwise the alignment will be destroyed. Again I say, so just execute this. Now it will not be a problem. Now the alignment is okay. So for the single gap, you are just giving 2 dot. Okay, for the 2 gap, you are giving 4 dot, because for each column, when the number is visible or the alphabet is visible, you are giving alphabet and a comma. That means you are assigning for each column visibility, you are assigning 2 position or 2 space. One is for alphabet and another is for comma. So for the gap chair or from the blank chair, also you have to give 2 position. So either you can give 2 dot, or you can give 1 dot and then a space. That's also correct. That's why you can also show that if you like. So here it is like that. So okay, for the first row there is no gap, for the second there is 1 gap, for the third there is 2 gap, and for the ninth there is 8 gap. So also you can show this thing. I hope there are lots of though the program is same, but for the same program you can show different types of what the pattern design. Okay, either it is with 1 2 3 4 5, or it is, that means the row number, or it will be with the column number, or it will be with the alphabet, or it will be with any other symbol you like. Okay, so instead of what we have observed here, instead of 64, if you just if you like, you can just give 164 and let's see what it will happen. We don't know, because I don't remember, or nobody actually remembers the complete ASCII code. Since capital A or small a is common, we generally deal with these two number, the alphabet, small letter or capital letter starting from capital A or small a. That's why it is in my mind, or if you practice, it will be also in your mind. But we can't keep the record of all the ASCII code. It is not possible, and we don't need to. Okay, so just for a random example, just if instead of using 64, if I write 164, what will happen? So different symbols will be shown. So let's see and check. Okay, different symbols, we don't know what type of symbol it is. As an example, for ASCII code, what 164 plus 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So for 164 plus 7 means 171. So the ASCII code of 171 is 1 by 2. 172 is 1 by 4. So it might be, or if you like, you can start with any other, just to observe actually how it works. So it is just 104, and no, not 104. It is, if you just consider 204 and go through that. So different symbols, of course, and we don't know actually what the symbols would be. So just it is out of curiosity, and it is not mandatory in this case. Again, so for if it is a small letter, so you will just write here 96, not 97, because it is 96 plus 1, it will start. So it is 96, and if you go through that, it will be a small letter, I hope. So it starts from a small letter A, and it will go through, yes, it goes through that A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, and up to A, B, C in this way. So instead of descending order, you can also keep it in ascending order. So in the ascending order, what you will do, you will just print the number for the character at first, then gap at second. Okay, so if you just swap that thing, at first you will show the character, and and then you will just see the gap. Okay, so what it will happen, just see, just you will see. Okay, so again it is a decreasing pattern, that's okay, but it is what, it is now left alignment. It is now left alignment. Previously it was right alignment, now it is left alignment. And if you want to do it instead of descending order, so it is descending order from bigger to smaller. If you want to make it in ascending order, so what you will do, again, then just change the condition. So what is the condition? The condition is what? Again, for the first row, it will start from what? From ascending order. So how we will change it? At first, just make it visible so you will understand. So it is descending order. So in the ascending order, you will start from the from only the row. For the first row, there is only one. For the second, there is only 2 columns. So in this way. So for the child, if you just consider now, it is here, it is your child 1, and if it is your child 2, for the child 1, what you will do, you will use it, instead of writing this, you will start from C is less or is equal to R. And what is the rest of the number? Rest of the number will be N minus R, I hope. So if it is R, total is N, it will be N minus R. Okay, now just see. So now, yes, it is A, then it is AB, then it is ABC, it is ABCD in this way. So if you just change it, change it to what? If you just keep both the ascending and descending, so it is your ascending order, and you want to place another part, that means the descending pattern. So how will you do that? You will just add two parts together. That means just at first I write the same thing. That means this is, I should say, this is your upper part. Again, I say this is your upper part, upper part. Again, do the same thing. Do the same thing. Do the same thing for the lower part. If you just write upper part, this whole thing, and just copy it, just copy it, and do it again, do it again, do it again. Now this is for your lower part, in lower part. So just a minute. So just copy it. This is your upper, Control C. This is your lower, upper part. It will be your lower part, lower pattern, lower part, and here it will do the same, but in before, in it will be like what? It will be n minus r plus 1, and it will be what? It will be n minus n, n minus n, then what? Plus r minus 1. So it will be r minus 1, what we discussed previously. So n minus minus plus r minus 1. Just see. If you just start here, I hope there is maybe some extra bracket here. Somehow there is some extra bracket placing, that's why it is causing a problem. So for, if we just again write format, so this is another problem. If your code is bigger, so then you will sometimes miss the track of from where it starts, from where it ends. So if you for start here, small for here, and small for here, so you have to place that bracket for this for, again for start here, small for, then another for, the bracket will be here. Now I hope now it is okay. I hope it is now okay. Just see this pattern now. Oh, what we have done, we have made a mess, and the mess is maybe we missed that somehow the endl part is missing. See out the endl. Okay, this line is missing actually. This line is missing in this part, and this line is missing in this part. Now it's okay. So if you observe what, so A, B, A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D, E. So if the line is too much, just make it a symbol. Instead of 9, if I just place it 5, see that. Just see, it is A, B, A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D, E. So this is your upper part. So this is your upper part. And the lower part is again A, B, C, D, E, then A, B, C, D, then A, B, C, then A, B, then A. So it has, from this pattern, we observe that there is a one upper part and one lower part. Upper part is for in ascending order, and the lower segment is descending order. So for that case, we have to write the two parts separately at first. So for that reason, at first you have to write the upper part, complete that upper part, then write the lower part. Okay, so this is the case. You can manage the code. Okay, this will be convenient if you just write in this way.